Alright, so what do we want to start with here in South America? I feel like being in a heavier vehicle after the ATV races we just did. So let's do a little bit of buggy today, I think. Let's keep getting the worst ones. Snow and mud for a circuit? That's kind of weird. Alright. Well, this is the correct buggy, right? Believe so. Alright, make sure there isn't anything nice and new that I just haven't put on. Probably not. It's hard to be sure. Oh, I didn't even upgrade my gearbox in this thing. It's kind of weird. Probably should make my buggy better. Might be one reason why I've had some difficulty in these buggy races. This would be one thing. Doesn't cost that much either. Oh, it's not a huge increase. $13 for 8,000. More for 6,000. Well, why not? Don't like how it kicks me out of there when I do that. I don't know if I want to buy these right now, but also getting a better gearbox might be a good idea right now. Oh. It's funny how the prototype gearbox actually does increase your horsepower a bit. But anyways. And last thing we need is we do need... You know, it doesn't actually tell you which tires are the best ones for where you're going precisely, which is kind of weird, but presumably it's snow right now. Okay. Yes, snow premium is what we want. Alright, let's go. I don't think brown and snow go very well together, dirt and snow. Reminds me too much of a real life, just going through slush. The cars are driven through. Not very pleasant. I think they should have had more lighting if this was going to be at night. So it's just kind of dreary. This game feels a lot more brown than its predecessor did, actually. This is an unfortunate downgrade. Alright, off we go. See if any of my experience driving better in... Oh boy, at least the pile up at first. See if any of my experience driving better in trucks translates to driving better in buggies. Buggies probably were the right choice for circuit racing, though. I feel like these will be pretty rough in trucks. You'd really have to drive carefully on some of these courses if you were in a truck rather than a more agile buggy, I feel like. Guy pulled kind of a pit on me there, jeez. Oh my god, what the... Excuse me? I just could not come out of that turn. I don't know what happened there. Also, with all the bumps and everything, I feel like the better suspensions on the buggies deal so much better with these. This would be really awkward in a truck. Clip that turn. If I did, I think that would have been fine. Just look at that mini map, jeez. A little complicated there. Yeah, if I came out of that turn better, that would actually be pretty good. Got another case where I've got an AI that's breaking pretty far out ahead here too, which is not nice to see. It's so smooth, your suspension on the buggies. It's crazy. All these bumps and you just don't even feel them. Now I'm getting really antsy about oversteering when I come out of turns. Jeez. Nothing too crazy in this track though in the end, it feels like. And a bunch of fairly tight turns. You need to not do that. See, that's where, again, in my opinion, whenever you don't land on your wheels in the heavy vehicles, it feels like the physics just doesn't make too much sense. Like, I don't think it made sense for me to just kind of float upright for a second like I did there. As if the buggy was just really well balanced in that configuration, because I don't feel like it should have been. I know certain parts of this game feel less tightly put together than the game before it. Which could be in part due to, well, I don't know. This being Climax Racing, like, they specialize in this kind of game. Them making games where the vehicles act weird, physics-wise, that seems very strange for them, because, like, this is literally their specialty. This is the thing that they do. You need to not put yourself on a bicycle like I did just there. I was trying to dodge that jump, but I did it too late. But yeah, I think I'm pretty okay here. Oh boy, if I don't do that, what the world was that? Okay, dumb things like that aside, I think if I can just remain consistent, I'm doing fine, keeping up with and occasionally gaining on Walker here, so I'm not too afraid about the rest of this race. That was extraordinarily risky. Pretty content with how it turned out, but my god. I was saved by my suspension just kind of letting me, really properly, my wheels should have just clipped that, that low wall there, but the suspension just kind of let the tires just snap up unphysically somewhere where that wouldn't be a problem. So I just kind of, as if I, like, passed right through. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm at the point where as long as I can avoid doing anything stupid, I think I'll be fine. But yeah, taking these turns more slowly is definitely a good lesson that I've taken away from that one really tough sponsor race. Also, I think, interestingly, those little bumps that I just went over, the buggy probably handles the little bumps better, and the truck probably handles the jump better. I have a feeling that bumps like these are probably pretty rough on a truck with a really stiff suspension by comparison that it has. Whereas the buggies, they're insane suspension. It's perfectly smooth. You don't even notice little bumps like that, other than just seeing your wheels bob up and down in a funny way. Yeah, don't try to jump over that. I didn't mean to do it the first time either. Passing under my opponent there, very nice. Not getting a huge lead right here, but I am getting a lead. See, I see stuff like that. There are things like that where it doesn't feel great, because it doesn't feel like you're, like, screaming through certain parts of the course and whatnot. Oh, that was weirdly good. I actually managed to keep, like, perfect traction that whole time. But, in reality, it is still fairly optimal, I think, drive-through. Yeah, you just have to learn, I think, that somewhat counterintuitively, especially compared to the light vehicles in this game, Optimal driving through certain segments will not feel fast. Which I feel like to some people, like here I'm slowing down for the sake of it. I shouldn't be doing that. Just being overly cautious. But I feel like depending on what kind of racing you grew up on and whatnot, that might seem pretty obvious that there's a hump on the inside of the turn there that can throw you off if you take it too quickly. It's probably what happened to me the one time I flew off there. But yeah, I know it's fairly obvious at the same time that like flying across a turn can really mess you up. Actually, do have a big lead now. That's nice. Make sure nothing dumb happens to us last lap. We probably play it a little safe. Jeez, dude. Now, especially in a vehicle like this where it makes a big difference speed-wise whether or not you're sliding around and whatnot. Like, losing traction does slow you down a lot. If you can manage to go at a very controlled speed where you manage to maintain your full traction the entire time, that will give you a whole lot of additional speed, basically. In the end, despite it feeling you're going fairly slow the whole time, it ends up being a lot better than going really fast for a bit and then slowing down to basically a stop. When you try to actually take a turn as you slide out. Yeah. Pretty comfy. Not that bad of a race, honestly. Okay. Well, we're winning pretty well at this point. Okay. I have now properly unlocked Buggy Pro Circuit. Regular and expert, very nice. That's gonna happen for the other courses too, I imagine now, or the other tournaments that I'm doing. Alright, I think I'll cut things off here, because we know that I tend to have somewhat longer episodes at some points in each recording session. I may have had one or two already that were just a couple minutes over, so I think I'll cut it here. Next time, we should do something light. I think maybe I'll stay inside of stadiums and whatnot for the moment. I'll do Supercross, and we'll have the 2 bike events out of the way. See you then.